Recently on America's Got Talent, you may have seen a yo-yoer who really impressed the judges. Now, he might have caught them off guard, but for those of us who are in the yo-yo world, we know who this is. This is Shu Takada. In fact, in a previous video that we made, we named one of his routines the best yo-yo routine of all time. And so when he really impressed the judges, it didn't surprise any of us. But what did surprise me is that when he did this routine, he was really holding back. In fact, a lot of the tricks that he used in this routine were so simple, you could learn them right now. And so in this video, that's what I want to do, is I want to teach you the 5 tricks that he used that are really easy to really impress the judges. Now, one of the questions you may have been asking yourself is, what yo-yo was he using when he was doing all those amazing tricks? Well, he was using the Loop 720, and if you look carefully at his yo-yo, his name is actually on the yo-yo, and that's because he's earned it. He has won several world titles using yo-yos like this, and this is currently the one that he really enjoys. This is one of our all-time favorite yo-yos. Now, it is designed for advanced two-handed yo-yoing, where you're using 2 at the same time, and so if you are just a brand new yo-yoer, you might not be ready for that style of yo-yoing. And so in this video, what we're going to use is the yo-yo that we recommend for new players, which is the Fizz. And these yo-yos are similar in that they both have a ball bearing, which means they can both sleep a long time, but the Fizz also has some extra features that make it just a little bit easier to use, and yet it's still going to be able to do all the tricks that we're going to teach you in this video. Now, if you're having trouble with any of the tricks, we did put together a playlist that has more detailed tutorials for every trick. But if you really want to get serious about yo-yoing, the best thing that you can do is download our free app for any of your devices. In this app, we teach over 350 different tricks. We always arrange the tricks by order of difficulty so that you can easily find which trick to learn next. And we've even gamified it so that as you learn tricks, you can gain experience points and eventually level up, which makes it super fun. Now let's get to the tricks. The first easy trick that Shu used to wow the judges is just throwing the yo-yo down and getting it back up. And of course, Shu added his own dynamic dancing style to it, which is what made the trick feel so impressive, but really all it was is just throwing the yo-yo down. So how do we do that? Well, the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you get the yo-yo onto the right finger on your hand, because if you're going to throw the right way and the yo-yo string is not properly attached, then the yo-yo is probably going to fall off your hand and it's going to short circuit any advancement that you're looking to make right away. So what you might not know is that the loop that is at the top of the string on all yo-yos, that is actually not for your finger, because in a lot of cases it's going to be too small, and in other cases it's going to be way too big. And so what do you do with that? Well, what you want to do is you just want to take the string that is below that loop and fold it over and turn it into another loop just like this. And then take that loop and feed it right through the loop at the top of the string. And what that's going to do is that is going to make a slip knot. And so now you can place your finger into that loop that you made and tighten it down on your hand. And now the yo-yo is going to be secure. It's not going to fall off your hand, which is a great thing. Now you may have noticed that I put the yo-yo onto my middle finger. Yo-yoers call this the yo-yo finger. In fact, everybody should call it the yo-yo finger. Middle, that's not even like a name for a finger. So you got your index, yo-yo, ring, and pinky. Let's get it into science textbooks. All right, you can help me out with that. So what I do is I put it on the middle of my middle finger in between my 2 knuckles. For the most part, that's where all yo-yoers put it, because that gives you a little bit more range while you're learning your tricks. So once you have the yo-yo onto your finger, now you need to know how to throw it. Now what you noticed is that he didn't just drop the yo-yo like this. No, he threw it, and when yo-yoers throw their yo-yo, they turn their hand over and they throw the yo-yo down like this. Now, again, that might seem pretty straightforward, but the first thing you need to know about the throw, besides getting it on your finger, is you need to make sure you are holding the yo-yo properly. So what you want to do if you want to hold the yo-yo properly is just unwind the yo-yo a little bit from your hand, just like this, and you'll see the string goes from your finger to the yo-yo. What you want is for the string to go over the top of the yo-yo like this. And what that allows the yo-yo to do is if it starts to roll off, you'll see that it rolls off very smoothly. Now, the alternative would be if the yo-yo is flipped around in your hand like this, and you can see now it goes from my finger underneath the yo-yo. And so again, if you were to try to get it to roll off your hand, you see it kind of gets stuck, and then if it leaves your hand, it's going to have to turn, and then it'll just kind of completely lose control, it won't allow you to learn the trick. So that's the key, is you want to get it into your hand, make sure the string goes from your finger over the top of the yo-yo, then wind it up tight. Then the next thing that you want to do is you want to bend your arm kind of like you're making a muscle, and you are going to extend your arm just like this. And any given throw, it really has 3 components. Okay, so you get your hand in your muscle like this, you're going to extend your hand and release the yo-yo, so that's 1. Then the second step, and this is a totally different step, is you're going to turn your hand over, and then the third step is you're going to pull the yo-yo back up. And if everything worked, the yo-yo will come right back up and you will be able to catch it, which I guess is kind of like step 4. Now there's a few places where you could go wrong on this, so let's kind of just zoom in maybe a little bit, and we'll see what we can learn. Now the first thing is that the yo-yo is going to stay, it's going to lean or not lean depending on how flat your hand is when you release it. And so if your hand is a little bit crooked or off to the side when you release it, then the yo-yo is going to sleep, it's going to move crooked. And the more crooked it is, then the slower it's going to be spinning, the faster the spin is going to die, the yo-yo won't work quite as well. So it's really important when you throw it to have your hand be completely flat, and as long as your hand is flat, most of the time that means that your yo-yo is going to spin straight. Now, the main area where most people get this messed up is they try to combine steps 1 and 2. So step 1 is throw, step 2 is you turn your hand over. Some people think they can combine them, but when you combine them, watch what happens. You throw it like this, and then your hand isn't flat when you release it. And so again, just break it down into a few different steps. You throw, turn your hand over, and then if the yo-yo is spinning, all you need to do is give it a little flick with your wrist, and that will allow the yo-yo to come back up. Now, if you don't want the yo-yo to be spinning at the bottom, and you'll notice that Shu, he didn't have his yo-yo sleep, he just brought it right back up. All you need to do is, as the yo-yo reaches the bottom of the string, if your hand is moving up at that point, then the yo-yo will come right back up. And so if you kind of put all of that together, then you can start to throw the yo-yo the way that Shu did. If you want to combine that with some dancing, if that's something that you are capable of, then you can start to impress people with just a basic yo-yo throw. Now the second trick, if you have mastered the first trick, is going to really seem like a breeze, and that is the trick walk the dog. Now the nice thing about walk the dog is as long as you can throw your yo-yo and make it sleep, then this trick is really not that difficult. So all you want to do is get your yo-yo and throw it as hard as you can to get a really good sleeper. And basically all walk the dog is you're going to touch your yo-yo on the ground, and as you touch it to the ground, it starts to walk forward. Now, there are a few things that you can do to make this trick a whole lot easier and make it more impressive. The first thing is that if you swing the yo-yo to get a little bit of motion on the yo-yo first, then that will help it walk a little faster. So that looks like this. You can just kind of swing it behind you, and as it swings forward, you put it on the ground. Of course, if you want to, you can take a couple steps with the yo-yo, which is what Shu did in his routine. And the second thing that you want to make sure that you're doing when you do this trick is you want to make sure that you don't get your hand too close to the yo-yo, because if your hand gets close to the yo-yo, then it will come back up. This is even true of a regular sleeper. If you just drop your hand quickly, that makes the yo-yo come back up. And so when you're doing walk the dog, one mistake people make is they get their hand too close to the yo-yo, and then it comes back like that. So if that's happening to you, just make sure the dog leads you, and you have mastered walk the dog. The third easy trick that Shu used to impress the judges was just called the forward pass. And as you can see, this is basically just like a throw, except you do it out in front of you. And so again, if you've already mastered your throw, this one is not going to be too difficult. The first thing that you need to do is you need to hold your yo-yo the same way that we showed you how to hold it with the basic throw, and so that is with the string going from your finger over the top of the yo-yo. And then instead of throwing the yo-yo like this with your palm up, you're going to turn your hand over. And again, you need to get a little bit of motion on it, and so you just swing your hand right by your side, and as your hand passes right by your side right here, you're just going to release the yo-yo, and that will allow it to go forward. Now, there's a couple of things that can go wrong here, and so this is where a little bit of fine-tuning is necessary. One is if you let the yo-yo go a little bit too late, then it's not going to come up and come back down to your hand. Instead, it will go down like that. And so if you find the yo-yo going out and then falling down, that means you need to release it a little bit earlier. Another thing that can happen is the yo-yo might sleep. Instead of just going out and coming right back, it might kind of stall at the end of the string. That's okay, but that's not really what we're looking for. And if it stalls like that, that might mean that you're letting it go a little bit too early because the yo-yo is swinging around. And so you want to just find that perfect balance for you. Just swing your hand, release the yo-yo. And just like with your normal throw, when you catch it, what you want to do is you want to turn your hand over. And what that does is it makes sure that the string is set up to go over the top of the yo-yo again, which allows you to go right into your next throw. If you don't turn your hand over, then the yo-yo is going to be in your hand upside down, and that will keep you from doing the trick again. The fourth trick that Shu did that really impressed the judges but was also really easy is called Around the World. And this is another one of those really famous tricks that is actually not too hard. And so if you have already mastered the forward pass, this trick is going to be really easy to learn. And so just like we said in that part of the video where if you let it go too early, then the yo-yo is going to kind of stall at the end of the string. It's going to sleep out there. That's what you want for Around the World. And so all you're going to do is you're going to do a forward pass, but instead of letting it go at the normal time, you're going to let it go a little bit earlier. And then you're also going to kind of imagine, even though you're letting it go earlier, if you imagine throwing the yo-yo really, really far away from you. And what that'll do is it'll give you a lot of power, and that power allows the yo-yo to spin all the way around just like this. And that's what Around the World is it's just a forward pass where the yo-yo sleeps in a full circle and then comes back to your hand. Now, if you act like you're throwing it far away from you, that should get you enough spin to get the yo-yo to go all the way around. Now, the key to getting the yo-yo to come back is you want to stop its big circular motion right when the yo-yo is in front of you. And as long as you stop the yo-yo right there, it'll come back right in the best position possible. Now, the tricky part about this trick is wherever you stop the big circular motion of the yo-yo, that's when it's going to come back. And so if you stop it all the way back up here, then it's going to come back to your hand like that. So you need to keep swinging the yo-yo, just have a tiny bit of tension on it as it goes around, and you can do several Around the Worlds if you want to, and then stop the yo-yo right in front of you, catch it, and you've mastered Around the World. The fifth trick that Shu used to really impress the judges was actually the trick that he used to close his routine, and that was called the dog bite. And this trick, again, it's not too difficult. You need two things. You need a yo-yo that sleeps, of course, and you need pants that are a little bit baggy. You'll notice in that routine, Shu had some really flowy, some kind of thin pants. That makes this trick as easy as possible, but you'll see you can also do it with jeans if they don't fit too tight. And so what you're going to do for this trick is you are actually going to throw the yo-yo, and you want to release it a little bit earlier than a normal throw so that it will kind of arc behind you just like this. So let it go early, swing behind you. And what you want to do is you actually want to swing the yo-yo right between your legs just like this. And when the yo-yo swings between your legs, one thing that you want is you want to bring your hand down a little bit so that the yo-yo can go way far behind you. You don't want to just let it go a little bit behind you. You want to allow the yo-yo to go way back. And you also want to make sure that the string is contacting your leg right around at this point right here. If the string is not in touch with your leg, then the yo-yo isn't going to run into your leg when you want it to. So you're going to throw the yo-yo, make it swing back behind you, make sure it's touching your leg, and then when the yo-yo is as far away from you as possible and it's a little bit above the point where it's touching your leg, then you pull back and it should grab onto your pants. Just like that. And so you can see that, again, nothing too tricky to learn about this particular trick, just a matter of having the right setup, knowing the right skills. And in this routine, while he did also do a lot of really difficult tricks that were pretty awesome, she really showed us that even basic yo-yo tricks can be super impressive. So if you like this content, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and definitely download our free Yo-Yo Tricks app if you're interested in learning all kinds of yo-yo tricks.